morning. I'm trying to play the countdown and I don't see the countdown. Good morning, everybody. I'm trying to play my countdown, but I guess you gotta pay now, buddy. Stinks. Oh, that's no longer free. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hopefully you guys are getting the notifications that I'm live. Good morning, good morning. Today we're talking about indoor growing a bit and just checking in as the WIG 2025 has started. Hopefully we are, if you haven't already started, you're going to be starting this weekend, which I'm going to start mine today, which is Saturday, because my units are all ready except for 2, but those other 2 will not be from seed. Those will be for seedlings. So it didn't matter anyways. Those 2 are not going to be used for the WIG. But here we go. And let me know who's in the chat and share the video if you can so that people get notified. I'm having an issue with my internet right now. So just bear with me a second. Something is dragging. I can see that the things are playing. Let me close some of the windows maybe. And give me a second. Hey, good morning, Jova. Just give me a second. I'm having a problem with. Let me close these excess tabs because something not going to right. I think it's pulling too much. And I have a lot of tabs open. So let me close that. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Jason. So I'll give a few minutes for people to come in. Grab your tea, grab a coffee, grab a biscuit. And we'll start chitter-chattering. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Something was in my throat and it nearly took me out. If anyone knows a good solar light for outdoors to stay on whenever you want it to, whether day or night, let me know. I need to add more light to the chicken run. It's overcast today, and when it's overcast, I don't get as much eggs, and I need some eggs. They're getting 3 and 4 eggs from 9 chickens. I should be getting at least 5 because there's 4 new girls, and one of them, Olive, is not laying anymore for the last week and a half. And the older girls are molting. One of them is laying, and I think another one's going to start laying soon. Her feathers are coming back in. She's looking better, so she's going to lay. So I should be getting at least 5 to 6 eggs a day. I should be getting 3 and 4 from 9 chickens. So I had a meeting again. We had a staff meeting, and they're on the chopping block. Pepper's been on the block for a whole year, 2 years now, but I didn't get a chance to get her put in the freezer. So this coming season, I'm going to make sure that that person comes and helps me get her into the freezer because she ain't doing diddly or squat, and I have to be feeding her and taking care of her, and it's just not a good use of my space. I have very limited space, so everyone's got to be pulling their weight. So let me share this out because I don't see my usuals coming in. So let me go to my YouTube and share this out. So hopefully they get the notification. 1 second. Because I don't see I don't even see it coming on my feed, my other feed. Okay. Good morning, Shanna. Give me a second. I'm going to share out my own video. Okay. How's everybody doing? How's the weather where you're at? Shauna and Jason, I know you moved. Where did you move to again? What state or what city? You don't have to be specific, but you moved from the island, right? Off of that island to where again? I don't remember. I know you said, but perimenopause. Stuff I don't remember. stuff that you encounter every day. But the weather here is very mild today. It's warmer, but it's overcast. It's obviously still cold winter, but it's above 0 degrees Celsius, which is probably for you all 31, 32, which is more tolerable if you're in a cold zone. It's more comfortable. It was below 0, freezing, so you can tell the chickens were like, but they got through. And I found an excellent heating. I have a heated water. I already had one from the time I decided to get chickens. There's no way you can be in these streets and not have a heated water. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult. But I found a better option because that one is good, the one that I have. And I'll do a video on that, just a shorter video so people can see it. It's great, but you still have to handle the water in the wintertime. You still got to, get a funnel to put it in, because if you don't put the lid on properly, the regular way, which happened to me, put it right side up, everything spills out, turns to a sheet of ice. It's very dangerous. And when you have 9 hens instead of just the 6 or the 5 that I had before, it's a lot more consumption, so that you have to be going out there more frequently. After the first week, I'm like, this is not going to work. So I had to go on the amazing store, order something that I saw from a content creator who does chickens and every kind of chicken. She has like maybe 50 chickens now. That's her full-time content that she does on Instagram. She made some recommendations. A lot of the stuff is in America, so it's not easy to get here, but it was on Amazon, and I could get it here on Prime the next day. So I clicked and clapped that and ordered that, got it in, and it makes my 5-gallon bucket now basically a heated water. And all I had to do was change the cups and put the other watering dispenser in it. So it's like it's like the one they use for larger animals, where they have to tap this knob and then the water comes out. So that way nothing freezes. Oh my goodness, that's been the best thing ever. All I have to do is carry a gallon or 2 gallons of water out, pour it over the top. I don't have to be fumbling with water in the outside. I don't have to be, fumbling with the actual unit. I don't have to lift anything heavy. I can just top it up and just check for nutrients. I can put the vitamins in easily. It made my life so much better. So much better. So that's what I've been using. I'm going to recommend that. I'll put it on the video as well, because if you're outside handling cold water in the winter in a cold zone, no. And something that you're doing with some devices, you have to take off your gloves, because it's hard to maneuver with warm gloves on, and then now your hands are exposed, which makes it even more difficult. So yeah, I said no, we're spending the money. It was more than I would want to have spent on something, especially when you can get like an aquarium heater or something else. But then when you start calculating, well, I was watching the comparison of the voltage and how much energy it's using and how much you're spending. It's like 6 of one, half a dozen of another. I paid for a cheaper thing now, but I'm paying more for energy. Let me just buy the more expensive one and pay cheaper energy, because you're running it for 4 to 5 months, 24 hours a day. So with factoring that in, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to buy this one, and it's been a game changer. It's been a lifesaver. So there's a few other things that people are sending me that are on sale at this auction place. I don't know if you guys, most people have an auction place near them, and I don't know if it's a police auction or just whatever. Um, it seems to be like those stores that have stock from like the Amazing store that open packages and nobody wanted them, and then you can get things for like $5, $10 in person, or on any given day they change the price, or you can auction for them and then the highest bidder. So there's some raised beds, galvanized steel beds. There's chicken supplies. This also is a game changer. This is making things much more affordable. So I recommend doing that. Okay, so talk quickly about indoor gardening because I'm not staying on here too long because I got to start my WIG 2025. So anyone who doesn't know, it's the indoor grow off. It started on December the 1st, but you can start anytime after the 1st of December. This year, I think it was last year too, but it's clearly written in the rules. You have to start from seed, and it doesn't have to be hydro, but just anything inside your house or garage or inside a building. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, starting my 2 hydroponics units and the mini one as well from seed. So I'll do a video and get that up hopefully by Monday, Tuesday. And I'm going to be transplanting my already planted seedlings into the other units. I could probably do one today, and the other 2 I have to disinfect the hoses because it wasn't cleaned properly when we did it. So I got to make sure the hoses are clean and transplant the kale and stuff that has been in the seed tray since bought from the nursery for the spring and summer garden. They haven't been planted. So here we are planting them now. So I'll give you guys updates all along the way in separate videos. The ones for the WIG will be in that video, and just the indoor growing in general will be in probably a separate video. Unless we'll have to see the rules. So if you haven't started your indoor growing off, start it off now. You still have time. And I will also be doing my tree cuttings for my fig tree. I heard that it's better to do it in the winter when it's dormant. So I'm going to be trying that now because I had some results, but they all didn't make it. And I need some more seedlings for the other variety of figs. So please tap into that. If you don't know what's happening for WIG, you can watch GT Grows Alaska. He did 2 lives, one talking about hydroponics and one talking about the WIG. And we were blessed with on the panel, I think G Mama Grows on the panel, somebody else I can't recall, and we had Mike's Chaotic on the panel. The infamous Mike. No, we didn't see him. He was behind the avatar. We did not see his hands, but Mike's Chaotic was on the panel, and they were talking about hydroponics and indoor growing in general. So if you have some soil indoor that has already been indoor or hasn't been infested with gnats or bugs, drop some seeds in there and start growing, and also start prepping for your outdoor garden. I am going to be starting my eggplants indoors from seed in soil now. Good morning, growing what I eat, because I grew eggplant in February, which I thought was early enough, and at the end of the season, it was just starting to flower and just starting to take off, and it's too late now. The dye outside is too cold. I could have brought them inside, but I don't like bringing plants inside that have been outside. I would have to have up-potted it, rinse off the roots because they carry bugs, and that would just jeopardize my indoor garden. That happened before, so I'm not a fan of that. So I'm starting from seed right now indoors to make sure that I get eggplants for 2026. I'm going to plant probably 3 varieties: the Casper White, the dark purple, and then the Chinese eggplant. So let me know what you guys are doing, but I'm finding eggplant is taking a mega long time to grow. Even though we had a hot summer, it took too long to take off. So I'm going to start them now to hopefully even get eggplant inside. Has anybody done eggplant inside? I haven't seen anybody, but let me know. And let me know what you're planting for your indoor garden. I think Going What I Eat is already in it because I know he was on GT's channel talking about the unit that he got. And I'm doing both. I'm doing soil and I'm doing hydroponic. I had soil that was already inside, growing plants inside. I took out those plants. I'm going to refresh the soil, put some mycorrhizal inoculate in there, and maybe some alfalfa pellets powder in the soil, and probably some fish emulsion or some scalp or seaweed to water the plant. I'm not doing too much because I just want to get her going and get her started. So I'm going to start the seeds in the seed tray, and then I'll transplant it into those soil ones, and I'll let you know what's going on. I have 2 banana trees that I bought from the nursery. They're like $2 a piece. I don't know if they're really fruiting bananas or just like just for the leaves. Either way, I'm going to transplant those, see how they go, and do some more research on those plants, and I'll share that with you as well. One thing I can recommend for the hydroponics or any indoor growing is just start, because you're not going to know everything up front. You're not going to. I find that we try to learn as much as we can. I do, so we can prevent mistakes and errors. But preventing mistakes and errors is going to deter you from starting and delay the start. So just start, and as you have issues and trouble, reach out to people in the community, especially during the live streams, and they can help and guide you with that. So GT Jr. and Mike Sciotic will most likely be doing lives, and G Mama to kind of guide us along the way. I only recently learned during their last live the difference between when they measure the light that you see with the human eye, and then the lux and how they rate lights. So I didn't know that, and I've been growing for 2 seasons indoors. So there's always going to be something that you don't know, or something that you can improve upon and do better. That goes without saying, but don't delay starting. Just start, and if you make a mistake, ask around. I lost plants because of the gnats, some root problem. The water may have been too high, pH too low, and then they quickly die overnight. Just start again. That's the best way to learn, because you're not going to eliminate problems, because there's always going to be external circumstances that happen. If the water is not distilled, or it's tap water, maybe it's too much chlorine. These are things you're going to start to learn. If your tools aren't clean and your scissors aren't clean and they may have bacteria, you have to make sure that they're sterile. This is what happens when you're doing indoor gardening. You don't have nature and the good bacteria to work on your behalf. So you're going to have challenges. Even the experts that I'm watching have challenges, have to just rip everything out, especially when you have a spider mite infestation or white flies or whatever it is. They got to just rip it out, because when they try to keep fixing the problem, they keep hopping from plant to plant, and you have to just go back to ground zero, sterilize, and start again. And don't let too many outside people, depending on how seriously you're growing, in your indoor plants, touching stuff, because that's exactly how problems start. They bring something from the outside in, and then there you go. I have a video that I put out still with, I don't know how cabbage moths or the worm got in here, but maybe when we bring stuff in and out the house, a little egg landed on something and they hatched, and that was it. Eating up my indoor cabbage. Months and months to get this cabbage to grow to something, then trying to save it, and spray it, and that was it. The spray killed the plant. It was too, it was natural. It couldn't deal with it, and then you have lights shining on it, and it was just a problem. Don't get me started. It was a problem. So to start, keep it simple. Don't try to. You can grow whatever you want, but my suggestion is just keep it simple. Leafy greens and stuff like that. Dwarf plants, dwarf tomatoes. If you have a plant that you can transplant somewhere else after, great. But don't expect to grow huge plants in these units, because you're going to start to learn how to space things out, and overcrowding is a problem. Just because it has 12 pods doesn't mean you can grow 12 plants to maturity. You can start 12 plants, but you're probably going to have to take out 6 of them and put them somewhere else. So just be mindful of that, because you're going to be wondering why things aren't flourishing, because they're all competing for the same water and fertilizing source. And you need to sometimes only plant half of the capacity of your unit, because you're going to just be wondering. And sometimes you don't mind, because you want things to grow small, and you harvest some of them really early and then let the rest grow. But that is part of the process. You're very rarely going to get plants to maturity in the units that you buy. They're not big enough. You would need the bigger units, which would probably be making it yourself. I haven't seen really big units unless it's the deep water culture, and most people don't really like that. They want things on an automatic system where the light goes on and off on the schedule, like these other units. It tells you when the water is low, and it tells you certain things. It has different light settings. That's easier for a beginner. Once you get into a bit more advanced, when you're trying to go bigger plants, you have to go into different types of units, and those don't usually come with a light. Now you have to buy a separate light, and you have to get a separate timer to put the timer on yourself. It's not hard, but it's just not as all-in-one package like these other units. So the all-in-one packages are great, but now I'm going into growing bigger plants because I want a bigger types of varieties. So I have to move to deep water culture. So just be mindful when you're picking plants. Yes, you can use larger varieties in your hydroponics, but you're going to get smaller fruit. But sometimes you're better off picking the smaller varieties in the first place. They're already designed and built to be growing in a smaller space and to grow in a more compact size, where you're going to probably get food and fruit faster, like a dwarf tomato versus a large tomato, or like smaller eggplants versus the larger eggplants. That's going to be better for you. Even like the mini lettuces that can grow smaller, more compact versus maybe they have different varieties of stuff, as you know. So keep them to things that are going to be more compact if you're growing specific larger vegetables. Leafy greens will just grow as big as the space will allow, and that's fine. You can grow any kind of lettuce, any kind of arugula, Swiss chards, and stuff. If it's in a small space, it'll grow smaller. If you transplant it to a bigger space, it'll grow bigger. So those things you don't have to worry about as much. 1 second here. Now that we are in that's what I was asking, Jason. Where are you guys again? I know you moved from the island. What state are you in now? So you have definitely, if you're in South, a longer growing season. That's actually good. So you have food pretty much year round. But yeah, let me know what state you're in. I don't remember what I know you guys mentioned it. Maybe you never really mentioned it, but I know you were moving. And you moved already, but I don't remember where you moved to. That's good though. I'm always oh, Georgia. Oh, you're in Georgia. Okay, yeah, I know you're in Georgia because you and Brooke went to the citrus show and brought up the box, and everybody was upset. And when I saw the picture of you and him, I knew it was you. And he said that you had the unicorn. I go, that's growing what I knew right away. But you got a baby face. You got that little childlike face that you look like you didn't age in 30 years. But yeah, you guys went to that citrus show. I saw Brooke's video. That was interesting. So just drop some seeds. It's going to be an interesting ride. You're probably going to get upset in the next 4 weeks because things aren't going that great, or things were going great and then you got to start again. Just keep dropping seeds. Keep dropping seeds. You can drop them in paper towel and put them in the sponge after. Tennessee. Okay, who's in Tennessee? I think I know somebody in Tennessee, but also Badass 93 Stangs in Tennessee, because Memphis is in Tennessee, right? Yeah, so that's Tennessee. There's a few people. Okay, I don't know anybody who grows off the top of my head. I know Badass does grow, and he usually has a very huge garden, but we haven't seen. He's busy, but he's still growing. I know the climate's very nice over there because he was growing all in the wintertime outside in huge fields. So that's okay. You guys got a good zone. You definitely got a good zone. I'm not sure who to watch. Who else is in Tennessee? I'm trying to think who's in Tennessee. I know that lady Chicken. What's her name again? I see her face, but I can't remember her name. She does chickens. Can't remember her name. It's there, but I can't remember it right now. But I don't know anybody who actually grows. I think there's some big channels in Tennessee that I'm thinking. I don't know Dutch is in Tennessee. Like they're in that range. Oh, you know who's in Tennessee? No, she's not in Tennessee. That's a lie. She's not in Tennessee. We'll find some people in Tennessee because that would be good for you to get that people directly in that area. Because even though we're in the same zones, if you're in a microclimate, it's slightly different. I'm putting seeds now. Can't wait to grow my own muscadine. Oh, I like prickly pears. How do you mention that? Because that came on my feet today. Prickly pears. Those are very good for you. Muscadine grapes is excellent. And what else can you grow? Pretty much anything. But definitely, Jason, get some figs. I think is Odom's homestead in Tennessee? Girl, want to eat? Let me know. I think he's moving, but I think he's in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. And he grows every variety of fig. Um, yeah, please check growing Odom's homestead. I'm pretty sure he's in Tennessee. He has figs. He will send you cuttings as well, Jason. So send him an email. He will send you cuttings, no problem, and you can start those right away. Different varieties of fig. Those when you try a real fig, I'm telling you, I don't think anyone's going to dislike a fig. Please, yes, Odom's in Tennessee. This took me a minute, but I'm like, someone's in Tennessee. Odom's homestead has so many kinds of figs and so many kinds of plants. Yes, please message Odom's homestead. He will have no problem. And depending on where you live, maybe you live near to each other, he will give you cuttings of all the varieties of figs that he has. And I'm talking, you just need one or two of each variety, and those will take off in your zone. No problem. And you will have figs by the spring. So please contact him. I know he hooked up a lot of people, and you're in the States already. So it's not expected to ship it to you. You're in the same state. So you'll get that like pretty much in 2 days. He will definitely hook you up. I haven't seen him in a minute, but he's still around. I know he was moving. And I don't think he's going to be staying in Tennessee. So maybe if you get on him fast, he might be willing to even dig up some stuff and give to you because he can't take everything with him, especially if somebody wants some of the stuff. And there's something else he has. He has some other trees. Anyways, talk to Odom. You're good. That will cut your growing time in a quarter because you're getting things that are already established and cuttings that are already going to for sure grow. So please, yeah, connect with him. That's going to help you. And if there's somebody else in Tennessee, I just can't remember who. And if I remember, I have you on Instagram. I'll message you. But there's other people. And definitely, I hope you get chickens. I hope you and Shannon are getting some kind of chickens. Because that's going to be really good. You're in a warmer, more temperate climate. You can, yeah, that will be good. So hope to see that soon. But that's basically it. And so start dropping your seeds. And also, Jason and Shanna, there's seed mist that's coming up. So you can put your request. That's through Broke Farmer's channel. And in the chat, while we're doing like the lives for seed mist, you put in what you want. And if somebody has it, they'll mail it to you. If you have something that they want, or you bought some seeds, you mail it to them. That's what it is. You're swapping seeds and you're going to get varieties from people. If you don't mind giving somebody a donation, you can contact Tigsy. She has every seed in the book. If you want to say, here's a cash app, you mind sending me, X, Y, and Z. They'll send it to you. If you want particular tree cuttings, it's like tropical ones. I know Juicing with Jay or Calibro J now. He can hook you up. Just give him a cash app for the shipping. He'll send you pomegranates and trees and other cuttings if you want it. So this is the time. You're in a good time to get the cuttings now in the dormant season. So that's good. We've got a very good community that will send you seeds and stuff anytime. So don't worry about buying everything. Sometimes you want somebody who has the seeds that have been propagated themselves and they have second and third generation. Those seeds are going to be good versus a first season from somewhere else, like a seed store. I find that they perform better. I'm telling you, Tigsy. Yeah, I'm calling out her name. I'm offering her out people, but she'll send you stuff. And especially when you're within the US, it's just easier. It's like, drop a stamp or the USPS if it's something bigger. She has a, hi, Happy Mac, you stuck in there too. She has a lot of variety of, she mentioned plants that I've never heard of. And I bought the seeds because of her recommendations. Yeah, because we want everybody to grow and we don't want costs to be an obstacle. And also, we want you to have varieties that you don't always get so easily. You have to order them from those online seed stores. And unless they're having a sale, it's sometimes not worth it. So, M.I. Gardner, everybody shops from him during his sale. He had a sale usually in the fall. I think it's $2 a pack or $1 something a pack of seeds. Even I bought a whole bunch of seeds. I still gotta do a video. See all the seeds here? I still gotta do a video. A whole handful. You can see a whole bunch of seeds. M.I. Gardner on sale. When he has his end of year clearance, that's when you buy stuff. And don't buy just one pack. If you like a certain plant, buy 2 of them. So I have red Russian kale, 300 seeds in a pack. Oh, I got red Russian and scarlet. There's a difference. Okay. Scarlet only has 150 seeds. Buy it then. I think it's better to buy when they're on sale. But I like M.I. Gardner. I know the other company, Baker, people like it too. I like it too. But some of their seeds are $5 a pack. Star. I think I'm just looking. Yeah, I got some good stuff in here. I gotta do a video. That's the story of my life. Gotta do a video and never get video done. I got seeds. I think I'm gonna stop buying seeds for this season. I bought some only because I have a sale and I got caught up with the sale, but I cut back on my seeds because half the seeds that I have, they're still unopened. So I don't need any more seeds. Really, I need to start using what I have, and I need more raised beds, and I need stuff along those lines so that I can have what I need. I need more equipment. I need auto watering and drip hoses so I can water easily. That's what I'm investing in my garden this year because watering in the heat of summer is deadly. So seeds to me right now are not as important to me, but to you all, yes, I understand. But to me right now, I'm dealing with infrastructure. I'm dealing with irrigation. I'm also dealing with protecting my plants from the damn squirrels who moved into my neighbor's shed and they're gone for the winter to Florida and they are in my yard even now, just wreaking havoc and ruining some of my structure. I have to go and buy the mesh bags that Gmama recommended to cover my peaches in the summertime and my apples because they'd be ripping them off the tree. And like that's what I'm doing this year. So it's not seeds. It's going to be propagating my trees. I'm going to buy a couple of more trees. But I killed one by accident. And the one that I killed was a 5 variety fruit tree. And I think I killed the Granny Smith apple. And I have another tree, a pear tree. I think the whole tree is dead. It has 5 varieties of pears. That was my fault. I wasn't watering it. So I'm going to have to buy a new 5 variety pear tree and take better care of it. So I'm going to pot it right away. It was still in the original pot. It gave me fruit though, but it was my fault. So I'll take the blame. That's my focus this year because I realized in my zone, if I was not in my zone, I was in a warmer zone where plants could last longer and even last like years, like the same plant versus me having to start from zero every season, start seeds every season, it would be a little easier. I'm realizing that, yeah, get the mesh bags. I put them on my Amazon watch list last night. I was watching Gmama's video last night, catching up on some of the videos, and those mesh bags, yeah. These squirrels, unless you're going to build a cage to cage your trees, and I could do it, but I need help. I had a plethora of peaches on my Red Haven peach tree, and they knocked them all off just when they're developing. They wasn't even edible, but they're just so destructive. Anyway, sorry, I'm being upset. Upset. And they ruin your stuff. So that pellet gun allegedly is getting closer to my doorstep because they're getting out of hand. And they moved into the shed, so now they're in my yard, just constantly, like, they moved in closer so that they can give me more problems. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, you need the fruit mesh trees, the mesh on the bags. We work too hard to not get the fruit of our labor. So priorities for this year: fruit trees, protecting my harvest from these wicked um, animals, squirrels, namely squirrels, and, and more coverings for all the beds. Getting a couple of more beds. It's one bed that I did not set up. It's set up, but it hasn't been used. I did not mow my lawn at the end of the season. I got too busy. So in the spring, when I do that first mow and take those grass clippings, I'm going to put them on cardboard first, then the bed, and then grass clippings, and then leaves and whatever else I saved up, and then just fill it up. I have enough chicken salad and manure. I don't need to buy external soil. I might need to, but I don't think I really do. Um, I have some at the side of my house. I should have bought more to keep over the winter because I like it to compost longer in, on my property. I should have filled the bed in the fall and let it sit in the winter and just, do its thing. Didn't have time. So I think I can get two more beds. There's one bed I didn't even use. It was sitting there all summer just with the manure and the rabbit droppings that my friend gave me from a rabbit. That bed this year is going to be, I can tell you, it's going to be very, very flourishing. I have to build a cover for it though because it's, again, the squirrels. So there's two additional beds already that are there that will be used, and I already have three. So if I can get two more beds up top, I'm pretty much, and get the auto watering system in place, I'm done. I don't need to do anything else. All the gardening I'm doing at the bottom that they keep destroying, I'm going to start building more covers for them so that way I'm not, they keep digging up my pots and then destroying the roots of these plants that we took so long to grow indoors and then transplant. We're not doing that this year. So I'm going to have to build a lot more covers because they're just so, they won't let you be great. Yes, I grow extra. Yes, I do X, Y, and Z, but there's only so much space that you have. So, and I have to grow food for my chickens because it makes it easier and cheaper and makes the food stretch. So that's what I'm doing here. Start your indoor garden. You'll learn some valuable lessons about gardening that you're not going to really learn until you try it. And either way, most of you will probably be seed starting indoors because it's just easier to maintain them. Take your time, learn the tricks now so that you're ready to go for the spring garden. And lastly, the one thing I learned that you need fans. I was doing little fans for a while, and I realized when I had the fan blowing, the plants just perform better. I'm not talking about hydroponics, so you don't really need a fan for that, but the ones in the soil, when you're talking about getting leggy and just not really being strong, you need a fan. That's going to make the difference with your seedlings, especially for your spring, summer garden. Get a fan when you're having your seed trays inside. Once they germinate and you take off the lid, dome off of your seed tray, put a light fan on, and just have it blowing in different directions. Blow it from the left to the right, and then the right to the left, and just keep moving the fan, clipping it to your shelf, and getting that ventilation going. That is the main point I was missing, and I was thinking it was other things, and it was other reasons why it wasn't developing properly, getting so leggy. It's the fan. It's like having a workout. You're trying to build your muscles. They can't build their muscles without some kind of resistance, and that's what helps them build the roots and get sturdy. So don't skimp on the fans. Don't buy expensive stuff either. Buy the little clip-on ones, and it doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be there to provide that circulation for the plants, and that way you're not having to keep up potting and putting them deeper because they're leggy. You don't want to spend extra time on these little things, which I was doing. Now I pretty much use a larger seed cup for each of my plants. And good morning, G Mama. And then I was talking about you earlier. And then you start them in that same larger size seed cup, and you don't have to keep up potting. And if the fan is on those seedlings, they're going to be sturdy and they can stay there until you transplant directly outside. That's the one thing that I did. I don't want to keep up potting them in the house. I want them to be in the seed tray in the right size in the first place, not get root bound, and then up pot them directly outside. If I have to up pot it once, that's not too bad, but not these constant up potting. These are people who have no 9 to 5 job. They're just doing gardening around the clock. And they're showing you these videos and you're trying to copy them. It's like, listen, I got other things to do. This is not for the working folk. So you got to watch videos that are for the working folk, which means that you're not doing things 3 and 4 and 10 times. So take it from there. But I was talking about you, Mama, because I'm going to order those mesh bags because these squirrels be eating off my peaches, my apples, my pears. It's a problem. So I'm watching the videos. I'm recommending those things. You cannot, unless you're going to go out and light them on fire, allegedly. We got to protect our fruits. And the birds and the squirrels be the first ones harvesting, and they wait till you leave. I have cameras now, so I know they wait till I leave. And then until I leave, they come back with their foolishness. They're very disruptive. And I'm looking for fertilizer. And I know G Mama recommended 2 things, and mine's chaotic, which is the Maxi Grow, and then G Mama recently recommended the Mighty Plants. But I can't get that over here. I can get it from a U.S. source and have to pay how much for shipping. So I'm trying to find a Canadian fertilizer I can get at the hydroponic store. So I'm going to go to one that's way out the way, but they deal with all of Canada and have a lot of knowledge, and find a fertilizer that's going to give me better tasting greens. Because what you might find, I'm not saying you all will find, but what you might find is that the greens taste a little bit bitter. They're not crispy and sweet, maybe not sweet, but just crispy and nice like the store-bought ones. And it's definitely your fertilizer. But it's hard to find the right thing because you just, sampling stuff. You don't want to buy a whole bottle of something and then you don't like it. So you want to just get smaller samples to kind of figure out what's going to work, or talk to an expert that knows what's going to work because they've been doing this for years, and take their recommendations. But grow your food, but you might find that you're going to have different tasting food in hydroponics. I know hydroponics is more pungent regardless. What I mean is that the spicy greens are spicier. So your arugulas are going to be spicier. Your hot peppers are going to be spicier. Hey, good morning, Peach. It has, you going to have a more pungent taste. But the leafy greens, I don't know why they're bitter. So there's an imbalance in the fertilizer that even I am still struggling with. And the ones that are recommended, they're on the Amazing Store. One of them's on the Amazing Store, which is Maxi Grow. But it's ridiculous. The price is ridiculous. But I might have to just suck it up and get it so I can try it, because the greens are not tasting like I want them to taste, and it defeats the purpose of growing indoors. So you probably will find that, but don't underwater. Something's going on today, G Mama, because it's the internet. I'm telling you, something was going on today. I was watching your video before I started, and it was no volume. Let me maybe that's why people are coming in and leaving. Maybe that's why they're leaving. Something's going on with my internet, guys. But I'm not saying how much longer. I will probably pop up again later on in the day or tomorrow morning just to keep talking, because I knew something was off from like I'm watching TV and it's like not playing. Yeah, my internet's been acting up since this morning. So thanks for watching this horrendous, probably sounding video. I will be back probably tonight or tomorrow and see if the internet is better, because maybe it's the time of day. But thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button, share and like the video, and make sure you're entered into the hashtag WIG 2025. And I'm going to continue watching G Mama's video that I'll mention the name. Watch G Mama's video, Comrade Chit Chat, and it's about what she's doing in the indoor garden. So if you want some tips, watch her videos. Also, quick question, G Mama. How much do you like your indoor Elysis elf system? Because I'm looking online and I'm on the verge of buying the tower garden system with my little extra that I've been saving up. The tower garden, because it's all vertical. Because the elf sis, hold on, I'm looking on their page now. I missed the. See, I should have this for Black Friday. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. The elf sis, if you get a 4 layer, it's like up there in price. Mind you, it's on sale still. Yes, please let me know before you go. Do you? Oh, it's awesome. And which one do you have? Do you have the 4 tray? I think they have 4, 3, and 2 layers. The 4 is 56 plaids at once. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it's about the same price. When you basically it's a pretty penny. Actually, the elf sis is cheaper, and it already has wheels on it. Yeah, just sorry. One more thing. Yeah, let me know because I know you say you love it. Awesome. I chose it for the reason. Oh, reusable clay. Okay. Okay. You might see me get it then. I'm on the verge. They're both on my page on a tab, and I'm ready to click on one of them. The tower garden. I like the look of a tower, but your lights on yours are pretty strong too. Like the elf has strong lighting. There's not a problem. Yeah. And reusable clay pebbles. That's gonna save money. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you. Yeah, I'm on the verge of clicking one of those today because yeah, we're expanding the indoor garden this year. We're expanding it for 2025. All right, grow big or grow home. Talk to you later. Yes, email me the link then. If you have an associate link, I'll give you. If I buy it, then I'll give you the commission. Send me the link. You got my email, right? Yeah, you got email me before. Yes. Send me the link, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys, have a blessed day. I'll see you later because this audio is garbage. Bye.